He's got a mind-bending trick, and are we going to see it here? Yes. Oh my word! Take a bow! The moose flip! There it is!
What's up, party people? Perdita here. I am back in studio. I'm so happy to see you again. Well, you're seeing me, but you get it. You're locked into Mission Milano Cortina 2026. Let's jump in. There's a lot to discuss. Did you hear? There's hockey drama. I know there's always drama in hockey, but basically, the Olympic rink that is supposed to host the men and women's Olympic hockey final is undersized. It's teeny weeny. Okay, just joking. It's not teeny weeny. My words, not theirs. But the NHL is not happy, so I have someone really excellent to help me do that. Co-host of Hockey North, Karissa. Let's dive into it because the organizers have said there's no ice in the rink. They also don't know if they'll be ready for the test event in January. Is this a really big deal? Should we be scared?
Yeah, so thanks for having me, Perdita. Great to talk to you. And, obviously everybody's excited about NHLers coming back to the Olympics. It's going to be a huge tournament for women's hockey as well. So to break it all down, there are two arenas that are going to be hosting hockey at the Olympics in February. The one we're talking about here is the Santa Julia Ice Hockey Arena. So this one has been built from scratch. It's been privately developed, but it's been quite delayed. The construction didn't start until December of 2023. And when I spoke to organizers of the Olympics back in March, they said, well, we don't have a plan B because we believe this is going to be done on time. So at this point, unfortunately, they haven't had a test event yet. It was supposed to have already been tested. And so now they're aiming for this test event on January 9th through 11th. And, that is a big deal because it doesn't leave a whole lot of time. If you find issues with the rink, you don't have a very big window there to address them. And so what those test events look like is essentially, 3 games a day, simulating what it's going to be like during the Olympics. You're going to have 14,000 people in the stands. So how does the ice deal with the temperature of all of that? And not much time there if they find issues.
So the NHL is upset. They had some stern words, but for players, what are they saying? Are they nervous? Is this a big risk to them physically and otherwise?
Yeah, so we heard a little bit from the women's team last week. They were in Edmonton and speaking to reporters there, and basically, they kind of said. So we heard from the captain Marie-Philippe Poulin as well as the head coach Troy Ryan that it's not really on their mind at this point. It's out of their control, and they're just working toward getting there essentially. But like you said, Perdita, the NHL is concerned about this. So there was a misunderstanding about the ice size. That seems to be resolved now. Everybody seems to be okay with that. The bigger issue is, number one, is it going to be done? And if it's not, nobody's going to be playing hockey there. And number two, if it's done and, when it's done, is the ice going to be safe? And we heard from Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly of the NHL last week that if the ice isn't safe, they are not going to go. They're not going to play on ice that's unsafe and risk getting hurt.
Wait, okay. I'm a summer Olympian, so all this ice talk, I gotta slow myself down. So you're saying there's a chance that we won't see Olympic hockey there, or just certain players, just NHLers? Like, can you tell me again?
Yeah. So, I mean, the NHL is saying, of course, if it's not done, we're not going to
Wow.
go. That seems, a little bit unlikely. I do think back to previous Olympics. It's not the first time we've had a bit of, panic over an Olympic
Exactly.
venue not being ready in time, right? It feels like
Yes.
we have something like this that comes up like every Olympics, right? What is the plan B? So organizers have said they don't have one. Lots of people speculating out there over what it could look like if for some reason it's not done. Could they move it somewhere else? My thoughts, Perdita, is, it's extremely unlikely that we don't see hockey at the Olympics. Having
Okay.
NHLers back in particular it's a huge revenue driver. Tons of tickets have been sold. So I
Okay.
personally think that it's unlikely that that's going to happen, but we'll
Okay.
see.
Thank you, Carissa. I feel better now because I'm like, wait, no hockey? What? But like you said, I also do feel like, and this is, I'm going to put it on us, the media. We do hear these stories often leading into Olympics that something's not ready, not ready. I remember going into Athens in '04, same thing. It happens every Olympic cycle, summer or winter, but here we go. So no plan B does sound a little bit concerning to me, but your sense is, will we see hockey the way we've experienced it before in the past in its limelight in Italy? Yes or no? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think we will. I mean, so one thing that we did hear from NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman last week, he said, we've never been at this point so late before an Olympics. You know, an arena has been at this stage. We saw TSN's Darren Dreger post a little video inside the arena last week, and you can see it's still very much looks under construction, doesn't have ice yet, as you said. You know, so that is concerning, but yeah, I think it's such a marquee event for these games. I think it's going to happen. You know, it is going to be on smaller ice. Both of the ice surfaces that they're using are a little bit smaller than, I guess, a little bit shorter and slightly wider than NHL sized ice. But that is what the players competed on in Beijing as well in 2022. So for the women's players, you know, they're plenty used to competing on that. And, you know, for the men's players as well, I think you find a way to figure it out. It might be a bit more of a physical game. It's going to change the game in that way. But I think we're going to be seeing hockey come February, Perdita. I sure hope we will, because I can't wait to talk about it. I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, you do such a good job at it. We want to hear you talk. We want to hear your
Thank
opinions.
you.
Quickly, though, because I'm just so curious. It's more like where my brain goes as, you know, an athlete myself. The the undersized rink, how does that change the game overall?
Yeah. Yeah, you've just got less room to maneuver, you know. So it's shorter bursts of speed, I think, that are kind of valued. So athletes that can have those shorter bursts, maybe rather than, you know, kind of the longer strides. And then also it could make the game more physical as well. So when we talk about like men's hockey, maybe a player like Tom Wilson who's got that, you know, bit of grit. Now there's no fighting at the Olympics. We're not supposed to see any of that. But, you know, just having less room to maneuver, it does create for a more physical game. So it does change it. It'll be interesting to see how it actually affects the games that we see being played.
I gotta say, I like an undersized, teeny sized rink. I just gotta say, that style of play sounds exciting to me. Thanks, Karissa, for coming on today.
Thank you so much for having me. Always lovely to talk to you.
Likewise, likewise. All right, we've got to get you to the rundown on what happened this weekend. Here's Mackenzie.
Thanks, Perdita. We've got some familiar names and some new ones. Either way, this week was absolutely stacked. At the Ski Cross World Cup opener in France, Courtney Hoffas picked up right where she left off, earning silver, while Kevin Drury came from behind to win his first gold in 5 years. Over at the Free Ski Big Air World Cup in Colorado, I'm starting to sound like a broken record because it was Naomi Ernest back on the podium, this time taking gold. Just 2 weeks into her debut, she now leads the World Cup standings. Another Canadian standout, Kaylee Buck, she earned silver in snowboard parallel giant slalom for her first career World Cup medal since debuting in 2017. Moving off the snow now and onto the ice in Norway, Team Canada picked up 3 medals at the long track speed skating World Cup. Isabelle Weideman, Yvonne Blondet, and Valerie Malte won gold in the women's team pursuit, with Weideman adding silver in the 3,000 meter and Blondet taking bronze in the mass start. Another hugely successful weekend in Canmore, Alberta, with 9 medals for the Canadians at the IBU Parabiathlon World Cup. Mark Lorenz and Natalie Wilkie both scored gold medal hat tricks, with Colin Cameron grabbing gold and a silver, plus Brittany Haddock earning bronze. At the first Para-Alpine World Cup, 2 Canadians found some success in Super G. Alexis Guimont took 2 golds, while Molly Jepson earned a pair of silvers in the standing category. Lastly, we have to give American Lindsey Vonn her flowers because at 41, she became the oldest athlete to win an Alpine World Cup race. She now has 140 podium finishes to her name. Pretty unbelievable. Perdita, back to you.
All right, it is time for the sauce of the week. You know what that is, right? That really stylish moment that has us feeling a type of way. Normally, it's a moment.
Yes.
But this week we're switching it up. It's a person, because this athlete, this Canadian athlete, embodies the sauce that we talk about. And yes, forgive me for what I'm about to do. You know he got the sauce. You know he's saucy. Okay, this man, he is a snowboard big air phenom. He is a disrespecter of physics, and yes, that is a compliment. Here's Eli Bouchard. He has invented tricks that the bravest men dare not try. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Always. Listen, there are 2 tricks that people are talking about right now, and I feel like I'm speaking a foreign language when I say them, but allow me. The Bouche bomb and the triple moose flip. I think I need to ask you what the triple moose flip means, what it looks like. Eli, what is this thing?
So basically, triple moose flip. It's probably gonna be another language too, but it's basically it's 2 slot rolls and then open up 180 and then a backflip barrel.
So I wasn't even saying it right. Triple moose flip. See, it's so chaotic, it's so hectic. But I love the reaction of that person after you learned it. It was so good. They're like, yeah, so stoked. Let's talk about the Bouch bomb. I'm saying that one right, am I? Hopefully I am.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But I actually want to set that one up by having you listen to what the host of the Bomb Hole podcast, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name of the podcast, but I just did it sound so bad. The Bomb Hole podcast. Anyways, clearly this is where all the snowboarders go. But they saw you do this thing, and anyways, just check it out.
What's going on with this thing? It's like a double, dude, he rewinds it, double cork rewind.
Almost nollie fronty, double, and then he brings it front side, goes front 3, right? Is that what's happening?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know, but it looks so good. They're like, what again?
Thank
What is
you.
that one? What is that one, Eli?
So basically, that's the make booch. So that one is a butter 180 and then double sloth roll and then cab 3. That's how I see it. But some people see it totally like differently, and it's pretty funny to see. But yeah, super sick.
Yeah, you could tell they were like just in awe and so amazed by what you did. I have to agree with you. This is all like speaking a foreign language, but I love it here. I love it here.
Yeah.
I have to wonder though, like, how do you come up with these tricks? Because they are so innovative. No one's really doing them.
Well, it's just by trying to be different and not wanting to do spin to wins, and yeah, just trying stuff, and yeah,
For sure.
pretty much it.
Yeah. So I think what you're saying is like part of your sport is just to like be attractive, be different, really like stand out in the judges' minds. Is that it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I'd rather create my own tricks than do the same thing as everybody and try to do as many spins as I can.
So the Olympic Games, not too far away. What would it mean to you to make that team? And has this been like a long-term goal? How do you see the Olympics?
Yeah, for sure. Long-term goal, because that definitely motivated me to keep trying and keep training and keep trying to win comps. But yeah, I'm still trying to get in, and that would definitely mean a lot. But it's it's not the end of the world if I don't make it. There's plenty of other events, but I would definitely want to do it and
Love
win
that. Love the confidence and the honesty. Okay, last question for me, exit question. Are you working on any tricks currently? Are you allowed to speak on them? Are you envisioning anything happening right now? Is there a name that we can find out? I don't know. Anything happening, Eli, in that wonderful brain of yours?
There's definitely a couple ones coming soon. I'm still working on them. I don't want to jinx it, but there's a couple more.
Okay, I think I'll go over to the Bomb Hole podcast and like see whatever they call it and how they react to it. But thank you, Eli, so much for making some time. This has been a really fun
Thank you,
interview
guys.
for me. I wish you all the best this season.
Thank you. Appreciate it. You too.
All right, peeps, before we wrap, make sure you're locked in this weekend. CBC Sports has you covered with all the action you already know. Make sure to tune into the Snowboard World Cup halfpipe from Copper Mountain. That's at 1 p.m. ET. Then we have the Alpine Skiing Men's World Cup downhill from Val Gardena at 2 p.m. Eastern. Tune in. Don't miss a moment. Don't. All right, that is it for me. So happy to be back. I'll see you next week.